Previously on Bones.
Stark has finally recommended me for that promotion.
Congratulations, Booth. If this was the man who you were supposed to meet, someone wanted to make sure that he wouldn't talk.
Foster was a journalist, the Chronicle. Been writing this conspiracy blog ever since.
It's a nipple ring. Foster didn't keep important things on his computer. He kept them here.
You got to admit, all this stuff can be used to blackmail people.
If we are dealing with a conspiracy inside the FBI, I don't want anyone to know about this.
They're sending a team after me now. Angela heard the whole thing.
Booth killed 3 FBI agents who were coming to serve a warrant.
No, those men tried to kill him.
Take Dr. Brennan into custody.
No! Booth! 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 Help! Let go of me! Let go! Booth! Booth!
Hey, get off me. Hey! You're not a cop in here. Get back in the line. Now! Where'd you down?
Watch your back.
Down your homes.
Come for you.
Giving out about
Right in their mouth all the time.
He says you locked up his cousin when you were on the outside. Be careful, right?
I'll be fine.
That's why I watch your back, you watch mine, right?
Right.
Are you sure you're okay?
Look, I'm fine, Bones. I'm mostly just bored, that's all.
I can't wait to see you. I should be there by 11.
Pretty sure I don't have any other plans.
I've made a video of Christine singing a song for you.
I can't wait. Look, how's it work?
We got a court order for an exhumation. It could become a very important find for us.
It's great.
I'll get you out, Booth.
Yeah, so how are you?
Time's up.
Just started.
Guess cop killers got different rules.
Oh, the remains are here, Booth. I have to go. I love you, Booth.
Look, I love it.
Hey, we're trying to take your picture.
You're a bitch. Can't protect them in here. And you can't protect them when I get out.
So who is this?
Cannot believe you got a judge to grant you an exhumation order.
Apparently, there are still 1 or 2 judges who haven't been blackmailed yet.
Is it me, or does he look especially odd?
No, it's the adipocere. I've never seen this much after 16 years of decom.
We have to have it removed before we can examine the bones.
Excuse me. No one here has told me who this is or why he's so important.
Those details are not your concern, Dr. Edison. You are here to assist and to analyze the bones.
I'm the head of my department. Here as a favor. If you don't trust me...
This is absurd, Dr. Brennan. Howard Cooper, dead 16 years.
We hope it's Cooper. I could have switched bodies.
He was on the chip on Foster's nipple ring. ME lists cause of death as leukemia.
The squints here suspect murder.
So a large portion of the data on Foster's chip focused on Cooper. How he started, his rise in the EPA, how he died.
So you're saying that Cooper's death could be the point of origin for this entire conspiracy?
Yep, we solved this. We could find out who's behind the whole thing. Man, it is nice talking conspiracy without being called a loon.
The FBI has no idea what we're doing, and Booth would like to keep it that way.
Let's do this thing. It's Cooper.
Oh, hey.
What happened?
Nothing. No touching.
You've clearly suffered trauma to your greater trochanter and sacrospinal ligaments. And your face.
Fine, but...
They're counting on you getting killed in here, Booth. That way they can keep their hands clean. You have to...
How's Christine?
Brady, the prosecutor, put you in here. He's on the chip. Booth, we have information we can use against him.
No, it's too dangerous. They think they shut us down. Just keep working your exhumed body.
You might not have that much time, Booth.
I can take care of myself. So how is Christine?
Terrified? She'll never see you again? So am I. Mr. Brady, I would like a word with you, please.
You're Dr. Brennan.
Yes.
We have nothing to discuss. There'll be a trial, and
I think we have a lot to discuss, actually.
do you have any idea what you're doing?
Yes, I'm blackmailing you. I want Booth released. You can withdraw the charges without appearing.
Do you know what the penalty is for blackmailing a federal prosecutor?
I could receive 20 years in prison, civil forfeitures of real estate and personal property, and a fine of $250,000. Well, there is a statistical risk that you'd arrest me. The odds are far more in my favor because, well, the things that you've done, for which I have documentation, witness tampering, accepting bribes, money laundering, to name a few, these would not only subject you to state and federal prosecution, but more likely they'd get you killed because of the people you dealt with. I feel confident you will opt to save your own life. And know that if you tell anyone about this or Booth is harmed in any way, all the information I have will be used against you. I'm new to blackmailing, but I think I've covered it all.
Caroline managed this.
Wasn't Caroline.
You promised.
No, you ordered me not to. There's a distinct difference. Brady isn't gonna say anything.
You don't know that, okay? They actually think that they cleaned everything off of Angela's computer. You showed our hand.
So we'll work faster to find whoever is running this conspiracy.
Okay, great. Did you get anything off of Cooper's remains yet? Do we know how he died? Anything?
Hodgins and Clark are trying to clean the bones now.
Trying. Okay, I don't believe this.
Stop, Booth, just stop. You were going to die in there.
I can take care of myself.
No, not in jail. You couldn't. Not a federal agent. They kept pushing your trial back to keep you in there so
That's not the point.
I'm not gonna keep fighting with you about this. If it were me in there, you would have done the same thing. You know that that's true.
Look, we're gonna have to move fast now.
Fine. It's not the first time that's the case. I have an encrypted laptop for you with all the information Angela decrypted from the chip in Wesley Foster's nipple ring. I assumed you want to get right to work when you got home.
Oh, where is that now exactly?
Abnormally high levels of potassium, magnesium, creatinine. Hey, there was urine in the coffin.
Well, that would increase the acidity and account for the adipose here.
Dead and embalmed men don't urinate, Dr. Hodgins.
Yeah, and yet there's evidence of urine on the suit and in the satin lining of the coffin.
So you're saying that someone deliberately put urine in there to increase the acidity? Why?
To make sure the bones would be damaged when the adipose is removed. Look, without clean bones, Dr. Brennan and I are lost.
And without the adipocere, I can't do a proper tox screen.
Whoever buried Cooper wanted to make sure he couldn't be examined if he was dug up.
What do you think?
You kept all of these.
You love them. The damage doesn't take that away.
Never forget, right? It's great. It's amazing bones. Really,
And I know how you are, Booth. I didn't just use my money. I spent some of yours, too. A lot, actually.
there's really not much to spend. Thanks. I love it. Where's the laptop?
The color and the staining on the bones certainly indicate the victim had chronic myelogenous leukemia.
Well, it's consistent with the ME's cause of death. Maybe this wasn't a murder.
Pretty sure it is. Look at this. Look at the right tibia you broke.
Well, thank you for bringing that up again.
It was a lucky mistake, actually. The cancer hadn't progressed to the marrow.
So Cooper didn't die from leukemia?
No, it was another cause. The ME report is a lie.
You sound surprised by that. Okay, kids. I got the Gelva. Grab those and let's clean these bones.
Gelva?
Yep. Yeah, one of my favorite multi-polymer acrylics. Now, I figured out a way to aerosolize the Gelva so I can spray it over the bones.
Won't that fuse the adipocere to the bones?
Yes, but once it hardens, you can chip off the adipocere and the bones won't crumble. Masks on?
Look, the key is Cooper, okay? The EPA kept promoting him even though he wasn't qualified.
And he died days after he denied a permit to Sanderson Chemical to build a new plant. Eat, Booth.
No, I don't got no time. Hugo Sanderson was running the company when Cooper died, and he's still running it.
You know what I gotta do? I gotta bring this guy Sanderson into the office. I gotta talk to him.
Not yet. You can't go into work yet.
Why? I was released.
Sweets says all of the other agents still regard you as someone who killed 3 of their colleagues. You're a pariah there.
Come on, Bones, what do you want me to do here? Just sit here and do nothing? Huh?
Brennan, you're confident it can work? With minimal damage? Okay. Hodgins and Clark found a way to clean the bones. I have to get back to the lab. Are you gonna be okay?
No, I gotta talk to this guy Sanderson.
Wait, please. Sweets is coming over. He'll explain everything. I have to go.
Sure. Yeah, go.
Hey,
Hey.
Booth's back home.
Oh, good. Well, I guess the blinds will be drawn and we won't see Dr. B for a while.
Oh, the bones are almost clean and she's on her way in.
Right. TikTok.
You don't think they're in any kind of danger again, do you?
It would be crazy for them to go after Booth again, you know? It would show their hand, and they're smarter than that.
But we're smarter than them, right?
Both the adipocere and the clothes show that Cooper was washed in a strong germicide before burial.
That's a common practice in mortuaries, isn't it?
No, not with a derivative of dichloramino acid. That's more than a common antiseptic. Someone was getting rid of evidence.
Sanderson only got permission to build the plant after Cooper died.
Yeah. And it was all hushed up. I know. You know, you haven't even let me say a proper hello yet.
Yeah, I know, but there's just... Right. It's good to see you, Sweets.
Yeah. You too. This place sure beats the lockup, huh? It's nice.
Yeah. It's nice. Thanks. Thanks, by the way.
For what? It was Dr. Brennan that got you out. Or...
No, she told me, you know, you were there. You were there for her. You helped out with the move. You were there for Christine.
That's enough. You know what? It's nothing you wouldn't have done for me.
Sure. All right, look, when can I go back to work, huh? Sweets, maybe you can write me one of those shrinky letters or something like that.
Back to work? You've only been out for a few hours before you jump back in.
No, Sweets, no. Nothing is gonna stop me from finding the person who did this to us. You understand me? Nothing.
You sound like you want vengeance.
What's wrong with that?
You usually talk about justice.
Always ends up the same way, huh? You make someone pay. You know what? I can't just sit around here and do nothing. I gotta go talk to Hugo Sanderson.
No, the Bureau's not gonna let you.
Look, Sweets, I don't need the Bureau's permission to finish this. Are you with me or no?
Yeah.
How's it going?
Too slowly. I wanted to be finished before Dr. Brennan got here.
Are you damaging the bones?
Slightly. It's unavoidable. But I did a set of scans and x-rays prior to removal. We can compare the compromised areas to what was there before.
And so far, no injuries that could be cause of death?
None, just remodeled breaks. Ribs, sternum, that were sustained about 5 years before his death.
Well, I got clear tox results from the adipocere. Just chemo, pain, and nausea medications any cancer patient would have taken. No poisons, no lethal toxins.
Could they have administered an overdose of chemo or pain meds?
No, I would have seen it. All the levels are in line with standard protocol, so... At this point, the ball's in your court, Dr. Edison.
Mr. Sanderson, Agent Booth with the FBI. I need to ask you a couple questions.
Pleased to meet you, Agent Booth. I have tickets to the opera tonight. And while talking to you would be preferable, my wife wouldn't agree.
It's not going to take long. I need to know a little bit about your plant in Chesapeake Estuary.
The EPA looked into those dumping charges, and none were filed.
Right, I'm sure, but who I want to know about is Howard Cooper.
Who?
Howard Cooper, the first guy who denied your permit to build that plant.
Well, I don't handle paperwork, Agent Booth, so I wouldn't know.
He died shortly after that.
And how does that relate to me?
Pretty directly. 2 weeks after he died, you got your permit.
What are you insinuating?
Just having a conversation, that's all. Better than the opera. We should get you there. You're running late.
In case you didn't know, your boss is a very good friend of mine. I think you're intimidating the wrong man, Agent Booth.
Who are you? Special Agent James Aubrey, FBI. Check my pocket for the badge.
Who sent you? Deputy Director Stark. Keep you out of trouble. Which I clearly didn't do. Nice move bringing me down, by the way. You have to teach me that one.
What the hell you think you're doing, Booth? Sanderson called the director saying you harassed him.
I'm doing my job, which is more than I can say for you.
Watch it, Booth. Are you gonna
Or
find...
what? What are you gonna do, huh? Plus, I don't need a babysitter or a tail or whatever the hell this kid is.
Calling me a kid is kind of insulting.
Just in case you forgot, Booth, I called the shots here, and you haven't been assigned any case.
Right, the case that I was on before I was thrown into jail is still open. You know what? I intend to finish that.
Those people out there think you killed 3 of their own, and they're not gonna help. There has to be some mutual respect and trust.
I'm sorry, trust? Seriously? You think I trust you? You think I trust this place?
Booth.
What? The charges against me were dropped. No thanks to you. I have a right to my badge and my gun.
Legally, he's correct, sir. But you know that.
Look, whoever did this to me and my wife, they're gonna pay. Then after that, you can have my badge and my gun. You'll never see me again.
Look, you can't just leave him with no way to defend himself, sir. I'll stay with him.
Fine. Get him his gun and his badge. But he's your responsibility.
So how is it for you and Booth now that you're back together?
It doesn't feel as if we are. He's consumed with the case.
Well, I think you should take what you need. The case is important, but so are the two of you. And if he disagrees, then you show him he's wrong.
We can see all of the remodeled fractures now.
The medical records from the Bethesda ER say that he fell down a flight of stairs 21 years ago.
I've never seen injuries like this from a fall downstairs.
So someone covered up the cause of these injuries too?
Can you work out a scenario that involves a car accident?
No, we could have done this at my place, Sweets.
I have dedicated access to the Bureau servers here in case we need it.
Right, look, I bet you haven't found anything in them about Sanderson.
Not yet.
Exactly, and you won't. You want to know why? Because Sanderson is one of them. Has to be.
Maybe, but you can't just go charging after people like that unless you have proof.
Wait, are you telling me how to run my investigation now?
Yeah, I am, Booth. Because you're not acting like the agent that you were, okay? This is too personal.
Wait a second.
Agent Booth.
You're the two of you? You're gonna have a...
Yeah.
Lance and I bumped into each other a few times this past year, and one of those bumps turned into a bump.
Wow, a baby. Why didn't you tell me this?
I don't know. You just got out. I figured my life wasn't that important.
Seriously? Wow, that's amazing.
And it's a boy, and you're the godfather, of course. I'm so glad you're out and not dead.
I got a couple souvenirs there from prison still.
Well, Lance is gonna help you, Agent Booth. It's all he's been talking about. He says you're family.
All right, Daisy, come on, let's...
It's true. This is all gonna end well, you'll see. Isn't that right, little Lance?
Cooper didn't fall down the stairs. He had a bilateral Smith's fracture.
All right. Is that good?
Bilateral Smith's fractures are often caused by airbags being deployed.
So he was in a car accident?
Yes, Angela did a recreation of the accident based on his remodeled injuries. It was a strong impact. Like the car struck something and lost control.
Well, why is that important? I mean, it was years before he was killed.
Because it was covered up, just like his death. Why? Why are all the injuries on this man made to look like something else?
I missed you. I'm fine. What are you doing?
Your coracal humeral ligament is strained, Booth. Let me help you.
No, I don't want you to get all cocoa humorous on me. Oh.
Booth.
Yeah, I'm fine. It just, hurts when I breathe. That's all.
I won't hurt you. Promise this won't hurt a bit.
All right. So, Dr. Durant, you were an ER doctor at Bethesda Presbyterian, correct?
Well, over 20 years ago, yes, but haven't been a practicing physician in a long time. As you can see, I'm a pencil pusher now.
But this job still requires your medical expertise.
Oh, yes. I'm one of the chief analysts for medical research and testing of new technology, procedures, drugs, and what is this about?
While you were in the ER, you treated Howard Cooper. It says here in your records that he fell down a flight of stairs. Is that correct?
This was 21 years ago. I hope you don't expect me to remember him.
I've been examining Cooper's remains, and it seems clear that he sustained injuries from a car accident. He had a bilateral Smith's fracture as well.
Is this some kind of decades-old malpractice case?
No, we're thinking that Cooper was murdered 5 years later, and there may have been some kind of a cover-up.
Oh, you think that I covered this up? A man comes in with fractures and contusions and says that he fell down a flight of stairs, so I took him at his word and I moved on. And now 20 years later, you come in here and accuse me of murder.
Wow, you really are defensive, aren't you?
I did my best in that ER, okay? And maybe I wasn't the best doctor.
That's clear.
Which is why I ended up here. but I am a very good manager. This department has received commendations twice in just the past 5
So
years.
if you have nothing to hide, why don't you help us out?
Perhaps if you looked at the injuries, something might come to mind that would explain why Cooper lied about the accident.
Anything I can do to help? Yes, of course. I'm sorry.
Right. We'll be in touch, or if you have anything else, just call me there.
Of course.
How did it go with the ER doc?
Booth feels he's hiding something.
I cannot believe he's back to work. Has he rested at all since he got out?
It's Booth. He's fine. Determined. What have you found, Dr. Edison?
Damage to the carpals, very little remodeling, so injuries occurred around time of death.
They're defensive wounds.
But the victim was in a hospital bed.
Which means if he was supine at the time of an attack, the injuries suggest he was pushing away the assailant.
But that doesn't give us cause of death.
Or motive.
Remorse. Cooper does the conspiracy's bidding and advances quickly through the EPA, right? Then he gets cancer, has nothing to lose, so he stands up to him and says no more. They're threatened, think he might talk, so they kill him.
That's good. It's very good.
Well, too bad it's not supported by fact. Look for any more defensive wounds. If he was fighting for his life, there must be more evidence of it.
Thank you. Well, I'm surprised you want an opinion from a psychologist.
I don't. I want an opinion from a friend.
Not Angela?
You know Booth better, Sweets. And occasionally, there's logic behind the pseudoscience that you practice.
Wow, that's high praise coming from you. Thank you.
It's just... Booth is different.
I agree. He has a lot to deal with after all that's happened. The incarceration, the attack, now...
Booth suffered trauma before. War, abduction, confinement, even torture.
Yeah, but this is different.
I've seen the injuries. The trauma is similar.
Physically, yeah, but not according to my pseudoscience. Psychologically, well, Booth is driven by his belief in honesty, in honor and service. Now, Booth's beliefs have been betrayed by the organization that he trusted, that he served. It's as if someone died.
It's like Booth died.
In a sense, he has, you know? He doesn't know where he fits in anymore. He doesn't have an anchor.
Faith in something greater than himself.
It's good. Watch out, he'll turn into a psychologist. Look, Booth is afraid of trusting again. It's natural. We just need to show him it's a risk worth taking.
You're gonna be a good father, Sweets. You are.
Come on.
The night that Cooper came into the ER for his fall down the stairs, there was a homeless man who was brought in who had been in a car accident. He was the victim of a hit and run. He died on the operating table. The attending physician was Durant.
You lied to me, Durant. Agent Booth? There was another car accident victim that came in that night, the same night as Cooper. You treated them both.
It was so long ago. Why can't we just forget about it?
Why? Because Howard Cooper was murdered, and if you don't talk, I'm gonna find a way to pin that on you, too.
I don't know anything about any murder. With Cooper, I didn't have any choice.
Because you were blackmailed. How did you know? Not important, just talk.
They had security footage of me stealing oxycodone from the hospital pharmacy. I was selling it to pay for med school.
They? Who is they?
I don't know. When Cooper came in, I got a message from a nurse that I'd never seen before, and she said that they had pictures and that they could ruin me.
So you killed the homeless guy?
No, my God, no. He had massive internal bleeding, and they didn't care about him. They wanted to hold the hit and run over Cooper so that they could force him to do what they wanted. Believe me, a day hasn't gone by that I haven't regretted what I did. But I didn't have a choice. I'm sorry. So sorry.
Foster's chip had over 1,800 images on it of people I couldn't identify, but now that we have a point of comparison, I can try to...
That was fast.
Well, it's definitely Durant. "21 years ago. He was telling the truth.
Yeah, but it still doesn't tell us who was blackmailing him, just that Durant was a victim too.
Hey, Durant covered up a crime. I wouldn't call him a victim. I'd say he was part of the conspiracy.
Is there any way to find out who had access to the surveillance?
Sure, yeah. I mean, if we find out who was in charge of security, we might find out who we passed the footage to.
Well, the odds are against us. 21 years ago, these systems weren't digitally coded or watermarked.
Well, we don't have much else.
Based on the injuries to the hamate and the triquetral bones, we have evidence of a struggle, but nothing on the bones that indicates a weapon.
No, that's not true, Dr. Edison. There is a scratch on the spinal process of the C7. It doesn't appear in your notes, though.
Oh, I guess I missed that.
It was obscured by the discoloration from the victim's leukemia medication.
There appears to be slight hemorrhagic staining.
Yes. Paramortem has to be related to his death. Question is, what caused it?
Well, we know he was in the hospital, so maybe a syringe?
It would be an 18-gauge needle. It's far too large for a standard syringe.
But it would correspond to the size of a wide-gauge needle used for an IV line.
That's definitely a possibility.
Why would an IV needle be inserted into his neck?
It was unintentional. That's why there are also scratches on the clavicle and left scapula. Cooper saw that someone was about to inject something into his IV.
And he knew that someone was trying to kill him. That's why he fought back.
And during the struggle, the killer tried to jab the needle into Cooper wherever he could.
But if a toxin was injected into Cooper, why didn't it show up on the tox screen?
To wake you.
She fell asleep.
She's so happy you're back.
Did you find out anything?
I think Cooper was poisoned somehow, but we have to freeze the marrow before I can do an immunohistologic study.
A what? Wait, Bones. Why is this taking so long?
It's only the second day, Booth.
Every day gives Sanderson more time to protect himself. Who the hell's that? The hell are you doing here?
A Sweet sent me. Can I come in? Kind of feel like a salesman standing here.
Yes. Come in.
I'm Special Agent Aubrey, James, Jimmy. I answered anything.
Dr. Brennan.
I know, and I'm duly impressed. Oh, that is adorable. I gotta get one of those.
Aubrey, look, Sweets has you working on this case?
Yeah, because he's not like you. He trusts me. I was trying to track who had access to the surveillance tapes. Well, the head of security at Bethesda Presbyterian was a guy named Gerald Norsky. He went to work for a company called Unitech 3 years after catching Durant in the pharmacy. Unitech is a subsidiary of Sanderson Chemical.
This is good.
And bad. When I told Stark about the connection to Sanderson, he pulled me off the case.
What?
He said we were on a fishing expedition that was pissing off some very important people.
Sanderson must be making more threats.
I wasn't supposed to tell you any of this, so maybe you could just say, came by to see your kid.
Look, where's Norsky now?
He retired. He's got to be 85 now. I'm still trying to track him down, so if I get fired, it's your fault.
No, this is my lab, and those remains are my responsibility.
Not anymore, ma'am. We have a court order.
Which I'd like to peruse, Sheriff.
What's going on?
They're here to take Cooper's remains.
They can't take them. We have the exhumation order.
They found a family member who says Cooper's remains are being defiled. She wants him reburied immediately. Until a judge rules, we can't touch Cooper.
You could show us where the remains are?
No. No.
If you resist or interfere in any way, you will be arrested.
It's not going to help anyone if you're in jail. And there, on the table.
Yes, ma'am.
You've just given up? Those remains are all we have.
Make sure you get them all. I don't want any left behind.
I'm sorry, Cherie. There's nothing we can do.
We don't have time for more conspiracy theories, Dr. Hodgins. Dr. Edison and I are trying to decide how to proceed with the case with just x-rays.
I wouldn't worry.
They took Cooper's bones, Dr. Hodgins.
They took 206 bones, yes. Not all of them were Cooper's.
But I saw them. They were discolored, cancerous.
Well, Cooper's not the only 37-year-old male to suffer from leukemia.
You replace the bones we needed with ones from Limbo? How did you know they'd come for Cooper?
There's a conspiracy here. Now, whatever is crucial to us, we must consider crucial to them. So I've been playing defense ever since Cooper's body was brought in. I made sure the bones were frozen per the immunohistological protocol.
The bones are still brittle. I'll need a laser to slice sections we can put under the electron microscope. That way we can see if there were toxins that changed the cellular makeup of the marrow.
The marrow would already be compromised from leukemia.
But an outside toxin could alter the damage done by the cancer.
Swab from the scratch on the C7 showed traces of C10, H16, N6, S. This is pretty benign. It's definitely not a toxin.
It's a cimetidine derivative, some kind of H2 receptor antagonist.
Why would the assailant inject the victim with an antacid?
Actually, it's quite ingenious. Wouldn't the cimetidine interact with the vinca alkaloids in the chemo drugs that Cooper was getting?
My God, you're right.
That would make a standard chemo treatment lethal.
And the cimetidine has a half-life of 2 hours once it's metabolized.
Which explains why it didn't show up in the adipocere.
It's a brilliant way to get away with murder.
Except I don't intend for him to get away with it.
Stark doesn't know, but I found Norsky. He's in a nursing home in Abingdon, Virginia. You trust me yet?
I'll push it. Norsky made the rounds, huh? Worked for Sanderson, McNamara, a couple congressmen.
The facility he's in is pretty ritzy. Not the kind of place a security guy could afford on his own.
It's good work.
I thought so. Maybe when this is all over, you could put in a good word for me.
You're bringing that up now.
I got dreams. What can I say?
Bones.
We know what killed Cooper. It was an antacid.
What, do you eat too many Tums?
It was an experimental formula that turned out to be dangerous. The FDA wouldn't approve it, but the killer had to know that it would interact with Cooper's chemo medicine.
Look, then who was the killer?
It was developed by Sanderson Chemical.
This warrant will get you all the documents Sanderson has relating to the drug, its testing, who had access to it, everything.
All right, I got it.
No, I got it.
No.
I can pick up a few documents.
We need to talk to the security guy, Gerald Norsky.
Norsky, I'm gonna be in that area. Let me do this.
It's fine.
Move fast, Sheriff. This is a Cinderella warrant. When Sanderson's attorneys find out about it, it'll turn into a pumpkin.
Great. Finally get to use my siren.
A privilege to work for the Bureau, isn't it, son?
Yeah, we just have a few questions we need to ask you.
Have I shown you my badge?
That there actually is, sorry, it's my badge, sir.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
So you worked security at Bethesda Presbyterian Hospital, didn't you?
I was assigned there, yes. Great honor to be chosen. You go where Mr. Hoover sends you.
J. Edgar Hoover?
You were with the Bureau?
Yes. Mr. Hoover called me a great soldier. That's why I was chosen.
When Hoover was in charge of the FBI, he had secret files on politicians, business leaders, political activists.
I know, Bones. All that stuff was supposed to have been destroyed after he died.
Did he send you? Did Mr. Hoover send you?
No, we're here because...
Yes, actually, Agent Booth is just being cautious. We are updating Mr. Hoover's files.
And Director Hoover wants to know about the operations that you were involved in.
For a possible commendation.
Oh.
So, possibly we could start with Hugo Sanderson?
A great patriot, Mr. Sanderson. It was a privilege to work with him.
Booth. Whoa, okay, just slow down, Aubrey. What happened? What? Yeah, we gotta go now.
There was a report of a gunshot. I knew he was here, so...
Where is he? Sweet.
What happened? I don't know. The paramedics are on their way.
Just relax. You're gonna be okay. Booth. Yeah, I'm right here. Don't move. He's not shot. I thought you said there were gunshots.
That was me. I shot him.
He's hitting the nasien, the philtrum, and the sternum, Booth. Looks like massive internal trauma. He's bleeding out, Booth.
Tell Daisy not to worry. She worries too much.
Of course. Don't talk now, Sweets.
I fought back. You be proud.
Don't talk. Why are you talking all the time? Bones said don't talk.
He got the document.
Doesn't matter right now. You're gonna be fine.
You too. The world's a lot better than you think it is. It's...
No. You can start talking now, Sweets. Come on.
He's gone, Booth. He's gone.
No. Come on, Sweets. Oh, sweet. Hey. Sweets.
Daisy, I don't think you should be here right now.
I can help. I have to help.
Of course.
You have to start with these remains.
Hodges, can you give me a hand?
Lance. Oh my God.
I don't know if I can do this to him.
You can. This is not Sweets. This is a set of remains that will give us the man who killed Sweets. It's not your fault, Booth.
It is my fault.
He had no immediate family other than us.
I should leave you alone.
Please don't go. You're the only one who can see him like I can. It's like we can have one last conversation.
He was family.
What's that mean?
Utopia is all new tomorrow night.